What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Sports Depth Podcast. My name is Joey Alfieri with Simon Tsalikis. We're recapping what the Montreal Canadiens did over the weekend. Happy Monday, Simon. Hope you had a great start to your week. What's going on?
Great start to the week. What a weekend, eh? It didn't stop. Heavy on the Habs, heavy on the football. This doesn't happen very often. Joey, I don't think this has happened during the entire time we've been doing a podcast here for like a month. The Oklahoma City Thunder lost the basketball game. That's become news. They lose one every month, it seems so. But getting tight on the NFL side, getting very busy with the trades in the National Hockey League coming down to, I guess, the Christmas break here, or teams trying to get themselves ready for that break. The Olympic calendar has 10, 12 games every single night. Habs going back-to-back every single night, almost, or at least every Saturday and Sunday. So great weekend of sports.
It's a lot of Sunday hockey, Simon. It's a good point. It's 2 weekends in a row. Next weekend, it's going to be the same deal. Yeah. They get the Pittsburgh Penguins, I think, back-to-back. Mm-hmm. Like, we're getting all kind, like 3 times the Penguins in like a week and a half, which should be interesting. But Penguins are struggling, so it might be good for the Canadiens. But let's focus on what the Habs. We'll be back in the studio tomorrow, by the way. But let's focus on what the Habs did. I got to tell you, Simon, I'm not going to sit here with the recency bias fresh in my mind and say that's as impressive a win as I've seen. But to me, it's an impressive win in the sense that not just that they play well, the penalty kill set the tone early, but it's also, you look Saturday night at the way, the coach called out, stupid mistakes or dumb mistakes, whatever you want to call it. And you blow a 3-0 lead at MSG against a Rangers team that's, they're okay. They're a good team. They have some firepower, but when you're up 3-0, I know it's a different NHL, but you should be able to lock that down. But to have the coach respond that way, and then to have McDavid and Draisaitl come into your barn the next night, and I know they were in Toronto too. They played 2 games in 2 nights as well, but just to have that kind of response and to get solid play from your goaltender the way they did with Jakub Dobeš, I mean, that was an impressive win on Sunday for me. I'm really glad the Canadiens came out that way. I wasn't sure what to expect. But shout out to the Canadiens for playing well, because I thought they were good from top to bottom.
Yeah, and I think the tone was set with the penalty kill, which every once in a while they go on a skid there where they just don't have a good penalty kill, and we're reminded that who's going to fill the Armia and Dvorak void. Yeah, it might take a little bit of time, might take half a season. I don't know, but now you're seeing Slav out there, Kapanen taking some more shifts, Jake Evans and Josh Anderson as well. So especially to have down 5-on-3 against the Oilers, they score early, they get the momentum going. Dobeš, just like any other Canadiens goaltender, feeling the pressure that if you lay an egg here, carrying 3 goalies. You lay an egg here and this game gets away from you. You don't know when you're starting again. Maybe you're starting it again next Sunday. I don't know. So considering that came in, I because of the Rangers' little celebration that they had, the Saturday night games were going off like with a good 15-minute, 20-minute apart. So I tuned in to watch the Leafs and the Oilers. And pretty much during the intermission of the Habs games, and that Oilers team was flying out there. And I thought you were going to see a little bit of that. Mike Matheson, you saw it, the game against the Oilers took a shift there at the end of the game for close to 4 minutes, just trying to defend. Dobeš getting the start. I'm sure a young goalie trying to find your footing, want to get your net back. I thought he was good. I didn't think he was great, but I don't think you need to be great. I think you need to be good for this team to have.
He was solid. He was solid.
He was good. Good. I didn't stick around for the end. I flipped to the Cowboys Vikings game, so I didn't stick around to see who the 3 stars were.
It was the first star.
Oh, was he?
And you know what was cool, Simon?
I thought Nick Suzuki and all those scoring chances should have been maybe the first.
No, it was Jake Evans, Juraj Slavkovsky, and Jakub Dobeš.
Okay.
But I'll say this: the cool moment. I stuck with it till the end yesterday. The cool moment was, Mark Denis steps onto the ice. Dobeš steps up, comes out for the first star. And Mark Denis goes, you helped get the crowd in the game with the 5-on-3 penalty kill. And the crowd just took over and gave him a standing ovation. And you could tell, we've seen Dobeš cry. We've seen him emotional. We've seen him take a lot of blame when things go poorly. And you could tell, he's a guy who is emotional, right? He lets himself feel things, which I like. but he really got you could tell he got caught up in the moment. Like he was touched that he was getting that kind of ovation, and especially because he's not oblivious to it. I think both Canadians goalies have struggled, and that's why obviously they called up Fowler. But it was cool. It was a cool moment to see like Jakub Dobeš being asked a question, the crowd takes over and he's kind of speechless. Like he's looking around and he's just like amazed by the ovation that's going on around him.
Yeah, look, you're right, because you are dealing with, you mentioned all those things that he is. He cried after a loss. He gets emotional. Let's not forget my favorite Dobish moment is when he started a line brawl in the playoffs.
Washington,
That's all the trash he was talking prior to him getting into the net. So, yes, one of those classic sports 101s, wears his emotions on his sleeve and all that. So, look, Joey, just being active on social media, I saw some of the nonsense, and it's exactly what it was. People being critical of the coach, and I just tweeted it out after the Sunday game. I'm like, hey, man, you can say what you want of Kirby Dach and Alex Newhook and Patrick Laine. Those guys are veterans. And when you're bringing up the Jack Eyes, the Davidsons, the Owen Becks of the world, you're going out and getting Texier on waivers and all that stuff. You're trying to fill a void with guys that are not regular NHLers. Say what you want about the 3 forwards that are out of the Canadiens. Could we have wanted more from Dach and Laine? Absolutely. I think everybody's content with what we saw from Newhook this year. But you're down those 3 guys. You're down Cade and Gooley. You're bringing AHLers into the lineup. Texier, who nice goal on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
But guy you just got off the waiver wire. You're not getting, the saves on the regular here. You're not getting much contribution offensively from your bottom 6. And people are pointing the finger at the coach because Joe Veleno got 2 more minutes or 90 more seconds than Ivan Demidov in like almost Cam. Like, wow, like just being so critical of the coach. Like, I am so far. Like, the time I'll be critical from the coach is when team is as healthy as they can possibly be. They're getting every save they can possibly imagine, and they're just not finding the back of the net, or the power play is deficient, and the penalty kill is terrible, and the rumblings in the locker room. So 5 out of 6 points in their last 3 games, and people pointing the finger at the coach is mind-boggling.
Yeah, and that's it. Like we talked, I think we did this on Monday last week too. It's like, they're down 3. We'll call them top 9 forwards. They're down a top 4 defenseman, like you said. They're not getting saves. There are some careless mistakes. I thought they were really careless with the puck on Saturday night. Look, I'll say this. On Saturday night, Simon, it's weird to say, I didn't think they were great in the first period. They were opportunistic as heck. They were opportunistic. Give them credit. I didn't think they were great. Like they survived like an early, maybe barrage is a strong word by the Rangers, but like what were the shots? Like was it 5-0, 6-0 after the first few minutes? Like, the Canadiens were opportunistic against New York, but they weren't great. And look, with a team this young, we're saying all the same things. I don't even want to go there because it's ridiculous, some of the things that I was reading on Saturday night after that game. But the reality is that, look, they got thrashed against the Tampa Bay, and they've picked up 5 of possible 6 points since then. You know what I mean? Like, I know ideally you come away with 6 out of 6 when you have a 3-0 lead late in the first period. Ideally you come back with all the points, but it's not the way it happens. This is a team that still needs to learn. There's some rookies in some key spots. This is a team that's the team that's going to have to learn. So this thing about, I find it ultra disrespectful. People can say whatever they want on social media, but calling Martin St. Louis, you keep seeing it pop up. He's a Pee-wee coach. It's disrespectful. You're talking about a coach who was in the Jack Adams conversation last year, a coach who, with a team that nobody thought they were getting into the playoffs last year, and they got there. And then this year too, they started off hot. They've lost a bunch of bodies. They've had to patch, have a bit of a patchwork roster, and they haven't gotten saves. Joe?
Who's regressed?
The goalies.
Yeah, okay. I'm not. Goalies. That's the one area that I'm not putting on the head coach ever. Yeah. Ever. Okay, that's like blaming the head coach because your kicker keeps missing. It's kicker keeps missing a 40-yard field goal. It's on the kicker. It's not on the head coach. So like the critique of the coach, who has regressed? I'm going to say nobody. Yeah, like if you can't get goals from Jake Evans and Brendan Gallagher, there's nothing the coach can do to get Brendan Gallagher's total to be 6 or 7 goals. Like this is, maybe the game's moving a little bit too fast for him. Maybe he's snake bitten, whatever. But the coaches doesn't help you there. Like when it comes to systems and stuff like that, please don't. You're a middle of the pack team. You have 2 rookies on your second line, and the third guy on your second line is younger than one of those rookies.
Yeah.
Like, Slav being the first pick, first overall, but
he's been awesome. I mean, he's hit another level here. He's hit another level in the last few weeks. He's hit another level. But look, the reality is, Simon, they've got a lot of young guys in key positions. Zach Baldzirk, we can say what we want about Zach Baldzirk post 4 Nations. He was great. He scored a lot. At the end of the day, he wasn't a perfect player. I know people were expecting him to come in here and fit in like a glove. And look how good he was in the second half of last year. He's really good. He's a good player, and they obviously think he's going to be very good. But he's not a finished product. He's just not. You see it without the puck. He struggles even with the puck. Sometimes it's like, he has a great shot. There's no denying it, but he's still a work in progress. Kapanen and Demi, you've got 2 rookies playing key roles on that second line. There's no way around it. And then you have guys that are banged up. And now, again, you've got Texier and you've got Owen Beck playing, and Jared Davidson didn't play on Sunday. But, I mean, he's a guy who's played a regular shift of late. You have a lot of young guys playing in some important spots. And to me, it's a good point when you bring up, I think regression is goalies. I think some of the veterans have regressed. But as for the young players on the team, I don't feel like there's anybody that's really dropped off here off the top of my head.
Your 2 rookies, probably going to finish, one of them in the top 3 in the Calder Trophy voting, and the other one will probably finish in top 6 or 7. That's where so it can't be that much regression there. I don't know. Lane Hudson looks like a better version than he was last year, even if the point totals are not there. And I could care less with the point totals. I'm just looking for him to be a better all-around defenseman. Nick Suzuki still heading to that point of game pace. Cole Caulfield hovering around that 35-goal mark. It's just the team's not a finished product. And like any other team in hockey, and less so when you're a middle of the pack team, when you start to lose bodies. When you're a better team, but like the Florida Panthers are trying to survive without Barkov and Tkachuk. And they're so good at hockey that they can probably not thrive without those 2 guys, but they can survive. The Canadiens are trying to survive without 4 regulars out of the lineup.
Yeah, and the thing with the Panthers is that a lot of those guys that they're surviving with, they have rings. Like they have multiple rings. Like Anton Lundell is a former first-round pick. He's playing more and he's delivered, but you're talking about a team that just won back-to-back Stanley Cups. So, Montreal Canadiens are learning how to win. Like they're learning with guys that haven't really been there before. Yeah, Suzuki and Caulfield have been to a cup final. They were younger players on those teams, but those are the leaders of this team, and you're starting to see that guys are following suit. So there's going to be a lot of nights where people are going to be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that they made those mistakes," and Matheson this and Dobson that. Like at the end of the day, this is a team that is trying to figure it out still. And there's some nights the veterans are not going to have it. Some nights the rookies are not going to have it. Some nights the depth scoring is not going to have it. I'm just telling you that this is something that's going to keep on happening. So I just find it ultra disrespectful. That was my point. It's ultra disrespectful to call him a Pee-wee coach because Martin St. Louis deserves more respect than that. You can say what you want.
5th longest tenured coach in the NHL. Yeah,
I mean, I know he's short on experience, on pro experience, but Marty St. Louis helped coach this team to a playoff spot last year, and they're in the mix again this year. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't have shocked me at the beginning of the season. I said it wouldn't have shocked me if they took a step back. You lose veterans who know how to play without the puck, and Dvorak and Armia, like you mentioned. I mean, it's normal that you're going to have some young guys that are going to be thrust into those roles, and there's going to be some nights where it's going to be tough. But again, I feel like they're a victim of the way that they played last year, the end of the season and getting into the playoffs, and they're a victim of the start that they had this year. That's the thing. You can say what you want, but the expectations were, everything was fast forwarded, and everybody thought that they would be they compete for top spot in the Atlanta, and maybe they will. But at the end of the day, I just find it disrespectful to slander the coach, especially when they're missing the 4 guys for a good chunk of the season that we've talked about, and they haven't been getting the saves. The coach deserves the benefit of the doubt more than that. And in Montreal, that's just the way it is. You slide, the coach is going to take the heat, but I don't get it in this case. I want to ask you, how surprised were you that it was Dobesh tonight? Because I thought they were going to go Montembeault. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I thought for certain it was going to be Montembeault tonight. And we'll see how it goes. It's going to be like this probably. Look, Jacob Fowler had a great performance against the Penguins. Again,
it wasn't terrible on Saturday night.
I don't think the JT Miller goal was pretty bad. The loose rebound there, but again, again, not putting the comeback by the Rangers on the goalie. He wasn't brilliant in that game. There's going to be back. There's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Probably going to see 3 goalies again. How long do they do this? At some point, if Fowler's development here has to come into play too, like him playing every once every 6-7 games.
But Simon, if one of the 2 goalies is playing like a starting NHL caliber goalie, I think Fowler can go back.
Yes.
Now maybe you're going to tell me you want a bigger sample size, but to me, I think you go back to Dobeš, and if Dobeš plays well and even loses, I think that then you can say, okay, we have a guy here now that's playing like an NHL caliber goaltender. We can roll with him. But Sam Montembeault hasn't started a game since December the 2nd. Sam, it's been a long time.
Yeah, and I think if one goalie gets going, that'll be enough to make the other guy the backup. And then I think that goes back to Fowler, back to Laval. Look, it's the winning games. Look, Joey, I didn't think that Fowler was going to come up. I never liked the idea until we get to like late November, and I'm watching this team get the .840 save percentage. And I'm like, at this point, you can't punt on the season. We haven't even got into December yet. So they made the call, they brought him up, and at that point, I think coach was looking for anything, a jumpstart the team or a damn save. Finally got it. Yeah, but like you said, I think if they get Dobeš going or Montembeault going, they go back to that, and they go and let Fowler continue his development and play a major role with their American Hockey League affiliate.
Simon, we've got a big week coming up. We're going to be back in the studio tomorrow, recording new episodes for the entire week. Don't forget, you can catch the episodes on YouTube. First, Sam, our producer, Sam, uploads them first thing in the morning. Like, you can get it as of 6 a.m., I'm pretty sure, on YouTube. And that's way before you wake up.
Not that much, though. I'm
really?
6:15, 6:30 wake up.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. I got a kid now.
I'm trying to do stretches in the morning, Joey.
Oh, yeah? You wanna show us what kind of stretches you're doing?
I'd have to get down. It's more lower body stretches, getting the hammies.
Okay. We got time.
Something about activating. Got to activate.
You want to activate
the hamstrings. Got to activate all these things.
Good stuff.
Arm rotations too. A little arm rotations.
Oh yeah,
yeah. A lot
does the wife think you're crazy or what?
No, she's gone by then. She's bright and early.
Really? Oh yeah.
Yes.
What time is she up?
I'm gonna say her alarm goes off like at 5:15, 5:30.
Oh goodness. Okay.
Yes. It's my exact sentiment because I usually hear it every night.
Yeah. You know what I did the other day? We went to I fell asleep early next to my kid. I woke up we fell asleep at 9. Woke up at like 4:30. Was like fresh as a daisy. I told my wife, I said, you know what? I'm gonna go hit the gym in the condo building. Nice. My arms are destroyed right now. Like my triceps are absolutely killed. But I did that, and I was like, you know what? I kind of like this. I'm trying to get back into it. I'm trying to go with Tsalikis style, but I think I'm going to try to do this early morning thing. Like, I think this is going to be a thing.
I like it. I like getting up early.
Yeah,
I do.
All right. Well, I've got a kid, so I don't really have a choice anymore. So yeah, this is what I do now. All that to say that you can find the episodes on YouTube as of like 6:30 in the morning. Sam uploads them bright and early. And if you want to, if you're in the car, you don't want to stream video for whatever reason, you don't want to see our faces, that's fine too. You can listen on Apple Podcast and Spotify. Simon, have a good rest of the week, but we'll see you back in the studio tomorrow. Okay, bud?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, that's it for this episode, the Monday edition of the Sports Depth Podcast. We'll be back, like I said, rest of the week with more Canadiens talk and more NFL, NBA talk as the week goes on. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.